All right, so I want to talk about the dumbest of the dumb, the motherfuckers. I want to talk about some motherfuckers here. Really bad motherfuckers. So, yes, I know we're going to be doing it again. We're going to be talking about this fucking little trust fund baby prick. Okay. So, Jackson Hinkle is at it again, folks. So, yesterday, I played a clip of this guy on his show saying that Putin's invasion of Ukraine has prevented more deaths than would have otherwise happened. So, the 15,000 estimated Russian soldiers that are dead, 16,000 Russian soldiers would be dead if Putin didn't launch an invasion. I'm sorry. That's what he is claiming. He's claiming Ukraine would have gone into Russia and killed 16,000 Russian soldiers if Putin didn't launch the invasion. Because Putin's defending himself, right? Logic. So this guy's been tweeting a lot of garbage recently. I mean, this guy is like full scale, like, it's really horrible. So he says here, imagine what the U.S. response would be if Russia set up 26 biolabs in the U.S.-Mexico border in which they were funding bioweapon programs with dangerous pathogens. This motherfucker, bioweapons, man. What is this guy, like fucking Wesker from Resident Evil? Bro, the guy's making bioweapons? Like, motherfucker, this isn't a PlayStation game. Again, Jackson Hinkle in 2003 would have been like, yo, gotta go in. Saddam Hussein, he's got weapons. Mass destruction, bro. Gotta go in. We gotta go in, kill 1 million civilians, because they got weapons of mass destruction. Weapons of mass fucking destruction. What don't you understand? What, do you love Saddam Hussein? What do you, what do you love Saddam Hussein? That guy's crazy. We gotta go in there. They've got bioweapons, biolabs, there's bio everything. This guy is a fucking moron. This guy is a fucking moron, but again, there's more. So there's reports. I'm going to read this story intersected here. 300 people were killed in Russian airstrike in Mariupol theater, Ukrainian authorities say. Now again, the people that really wish they could suck Jackson Hinkle's dick, but aren't, remotely attractive enough to do so, would probably say that this is a false flag. I mean, that's what he says, right? Well, let's read. About 300 people are believed to have died in a Russian attack on a theater in Mariupol 9 days ago, the city council has said, citing eyewitness reports. The March 16th bombing of Mariupol's drama theater, where Ukrainian officials say up to 1,300 people had sought refuge. Again, a significant portion of that, 1,300, were children. Painted on the ground outside the building in giant Russian letters was the word children. The message, large enough to be viewed from the sky, was scrawled near a public square. Russia has denied its forces hit the theater, claiming instead that the Azov Battalion, the Ukrainian army's main presence in Mariupol, blew up. Now again, it's important to understand the Azov Battalion is a neo-Nazi battalion. That said, they are in the Ukrainian National Guard. They're about 2% of the Ukrainian National Guard, and they are currently stationed at Mariupol, defending Mariupol from Russian invaders. So again, now, if you are a Putin apologist, you're going to say, oh, false flag, the Nazis killed their own people. It's possible, right? It's possible. I mean, they're Nazis, right? Nazis are bad. But also, you need to understand the Azov Battalion, highly nationalistic Nazis. They love Ukraine. Why would they murder 300 Ukrainian, civilians, a lot of children? I'm not sure, right? I would need to see evidence. Extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence, right? What we do know is that Russia has been airstriking Mariupol and a lot of eastern Ukraine for about a month now. That's what we do know. It's on video. You can just look at videos. So, again, extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. If you want to say the Azov Battalion jacked a Russian plane and bombed the Mariupol theater, I'm going to need to see some evidence of that. But what would be counter evidence, right, is that, oh, well, the Azov Battalion, not doing so well. So again, I want to be very clear. 300 reported dead in an area where there were mostly children. So now this comes out, and now again, the sources here, this is what's going on Twitter. This could be disinformation, who knows. Azov suffered its biggest losses today, this is yesterday, to date, and no longer exists as a cohesive unit. Announcement from Mariupol any minute. Head of the DPR, that's the what was it, the Donetsk People's Republic, the made-up country, Putin's little made-up country. Denis Pushilin and State Duma deputies, blah, 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 already there. Happy tears, it's over. So what they're claiming is, all right, denazification complete. So Putin went in to Ukraine to kill all the Nazis. All right, good job. Sure, you might have killed 500 kids. Sure, you might have blew up a maternity ward. Sure, you might have displaced 2 million civilians. Sure, you might have destroyed millions of workers' businesses and jobs, and now millions of people are dying of starvation. Whatever. You killed the Nazis. Job done. Like, you know, like the theory of like AI or whatever, where it's like you tell an AI to like, you know, tie your shoes, but like it doesn't understand. Like the AI is thinking, oh, I'm going to tie their shoes. It doesn't understand that, like, you know, your shoes are on your feet. You've got like, you know, bones in your body that cannot bend to like any direction. So the AI will use the robot apparatus to grab your foot, rip it off, right? Like your foot will be ripped off of your body and then tie your shoe as you're bleeding out. You know that idea, right? It's like, okay, well, you tell them to do something, you don't give them all the rules, etc. So anyway, they went in denazification. They killed all the Nazis. So they should leave, right? They went in because NATO said that Ukraine was going to join NATO. Zelensky said that's not going to happen. OTAN said that's not going to happen. So they're not going to join OTAN. The Nazis are gone. Mission accomplished, right? The special military operation, huge success, right? Well, here's what Jackson Hinkle has to say. The Russian people have again liberated Ukraine from the cancer of Nazism. The soil of Mariupol has been fertilized. Now again, that's some blood and soil shit. The soil of Mariupol has been fertilized. Yeah, sure, we killed 300 civilians, you know, mostly kids. We bombed a maternity hospital. There's thousands of people dying from starvation. But the soil of Mariupol has been fertilized. I need people to understand, this is what Nazism looks like. Like, what people don't understand, right, is Republicans in this country, people love to say, oh, you're a hypocrite. You're an anti-abortion, but yet you got an abortion. Your wife and your mistress got an abortion. So people love to call right-wingers out on hypocrisy in this country. I need you to understand, it is a tried and true, very useful tactic that Nazis employ, right? Where they will literally describe their ideology as if someone else is doing it as a way to say that that other person is bad. This guy is a fascist. There is no... The way that someone would justify the murder of 300 plus civilians, the starvation of thousands, right? Mission accomplished, bro. Right? So they should leave Mariupol. Right? Again, this is fucking crazy. I need you to understand. This is crazy. This guy is crazy. So the Kyiv Independent, Mariupol City Council calls for help as residents begin to die from starvation. More and more people are left without any food, while multiple attempts to create humanitarian corridors to provide aid have failed as Russian troops continue to violate ceasefire agreements. Jackson Hinkle says, maybe you should have allowed residents to flee instead of blocking the humanitarian corridors and forcing civilians to be used as human shields for Nazis. Now again, extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. If you want to say that the Azov Battalion was holding Mariupol hostage and using civilians as human shields, I would like to see a video of that. Now again, it needs to be understood, the Azov Battalion is horrible. They have done a lot of really bad things in Ukraine, especially in eastern Ukraine, since this current conflict started in 2014. After the Euromaidan revolution, which people like Jackson Hinkle claim is a coup. Revolution, I support revolutions. Kicking oligarchs out of office, typically something I like. Now again, Ukraine then voted for another oligarch in the next election, but hey, whatever, that's, you know, we can criticize it. But ever since that revolution, Putin basically staged, he basically just funded a bunch of goons in eastern Ukraine. And basically there was conflict in the region, right? From 2014 up until now. And so the Azov Battalion, basically, they grew in power over that course of that conflict. Because Russian separatists were waging war in Russian cities, trying to occupy Ukrainian cities. The Azov Battalion, again, what was a rogue group of neo-Nazis, gained power and influence in the Ukrainian National Guard because they were, unfortunately, some of the few highly skilled people that were doing things in the area. Now, again, the Azov Battalion is horrible. Over the course of 2014 to 2022, it needs to be understood, the Azov Battalion would house right-wing extremist groups from all across the world. American extremists, fascists, and neo-Nazis in the United States would fly to Ukraine to get combat lessons from the Azov Battalion. This is something we need to understand, right? The Azov Battalion is bad. But again, we need to also understand, wait, what did I just say? Right, okay. So you're telling me fascists from the United States went to Ukraine. Well, most of these fascists in the United States were former military. 40% of cops in this country beat their spouses. 80% of cops in this country voted for Donald Trump, someone who literally tried to overthrow the election in a coup. Right? During the 2020 George Floyd uprising, which I would love to see what Jackson Hinkle's opinion on that was, there were National Guardsmen in the United States deployed that literally, as they were being driven to Washington, D.C. to occupy Washington, D.C. and threaten black protesters with guns, they were posting on Telegram, sharing neo-Nazi memes, posting on 8chan, sharing neo-Nazi memes, telling all of their Nazi buddies on 8chan and in the Telegram channels, saying, all right, I'm suiting up. I'm about to go maybe shoot some black people. So there are Nazis in the American National Guard. Does that mean Russia should march over the border of Alaska and denazify the country? Ask Jackson Hinkle. He has to say yes. But also, I'm going to let everyone in on a secret. The idea of military and police, right? The idea of inflicting violence on people, right, has a self-selection bias for right-wingers. Right-wingers love to inflict violence on people. They love to discriminate against people. So right-wingers love to join the military. They love to become cops, and they love to learn combat. They love to learn military techniques, and then they love to do that to terrorize people. The groups in the United States, like the Patriot Front, very similar to the Azov Battalion. It's just that they're not integrated into the National Guard. A lot of them are former military, far right-wing, extremist neo-Nazis, and they go around to cities like Portland to shoot people. This has happened. This has happened many times. Patriot Front members have attempted to bomb trains and so forth, right? This is a very big problem in the United States. So should Vladimir Putin send the military over Alaska to denazify the United States? Now let's look at Russia. Russia's got a problem with contracting neo-Nazis. They love to contract the Wagner Group to commit war crimes in Syria and now in Ukraine. Russia has a giant far-right problem. There are many far-right neo-Nazi adjacent people in Russian government. Some could even say Vladimir Putin is a neo-Nazi. So, again, extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. If you want to show me Azov soldiers taking kids as human shields and preventing people from escaping Mariupol, I would love to see it. I would love to see it. Because then I would update my worldview. If that's actually what happened, that'd be cool. But you want to know why it's hard to get information out of Mariupol? Because all communications have been shut down. Now, again, it's probably the Jackson Hinkles would say that the Azov Battalion shut down all communications so that their war crimes couldn't be revealed. But last time I checked, isn't Mariupol a Russian-controlled city? Don't they control the city council now? Don't they have them all at gunpoint? Why don't they turn the networks back on? So we can see the war crimes that Azov is doing. Turn the internet back on in Mariupol so we can see what's going on. The truth will set them free, right? Again, I just need people to understand I know I'm beating a dead horse. I know people don't, in my audience, don't care about this guy. But this guy's a problem. This guy is a problem. Because he claims to be a leftist. He claims to be super ultra anti-imperialist communist. And he's basically supporting an invasion that is displacing millions of people, starving thousands of people. Thousands of civilians dead. Hundreds of children dead. Because of 2% of the Ukraine's National Guard. The special military operation. Again, 15,000 Russian soldiers dead. 25,000 not dead, but injured seriously. Again, yesterday this guy, or a couple days ago, but I covered this yesterday, said that there would have been more deaths if Putin didn't launch this invasion. Or, man, this shit's crazy. It's crazy. And it needs to be understood that there's only one type of motherfucker that would say shit like that.
Only the really, I hate to say this, but those with the lowest IQ.
So anyway, just another easily debunked piece of garbage from this guy.